right. Okay, so I'm not going to give you all the steps right now, just because for the sake of time, I'm just going to do a couple of examples and move on. But tomorrow I'll have you guys create like a document that has all the different methods on it, and some helpful hints on when you should be using each different method. Because eventually I'm going to let you decide what method you want to use to solve these. And you can pick whether you graph, you solve by equal values, or you solve by substitution. Okay? So let's take a look at this system right here. So when you're solving for with equal values method, both equations were already solved for y, so you just set them equal to each other. So this is very similar, but instead of having both equations solved for a variable, you only have one. But since we know that the value of y is 3, we can take that value and plug it in for y. So that's what I'm going to do. This is called substitution because you're basically substituting one equation into the other and then solving it. So I will do that. I'm going to rewrite this equation here, but instead of y, I'm going to put 3, like that. And then I'm going to solve for x. Okay, so here I have my first piece of information. I know that x is negative 27. Now, obviously y is 3 because it tells you that. But in the case that you don't have it, we would just take the x value and plug it into this equation. So instead of x, I would put negative 27 plus 2y is equal to negative 21. And then just solve for y. And again, I get that y is 3. So that's basically a check right there. Because if I was able to use this equation to get 3 and I already know that y is 3, then my point is good. So my solution then is negative 27, 3. When you use the answer checker today, I want parentheses, negative 27, comma, 3 parentheses, no spaces. Elizabeth.
Wait, why is it equal to 6? Negative 27. Oh, wait, never mind, sorry.
You got it? Sometimes just saying it out loud helps you to clear it up. Okay, yeah, Rhea.
What do you do if it's like the y equals like something like y is
That's a great question, and that's my next example, so I'll show you, okay? You're one step ahead of me. Okay. Now this one is not quite as straightforward because it's not telling you just a numerical value for your variable. It's telling you it has a whole expression there. So and actually it also works for x. It doesn't have to be y that's solved for. It can be x that's solved for. If there is any variables that are solved for, those are the ones you're going to use to substitute in. Okay? So what this is saying is this whole value right here is x. So x is equal to this whole thing. So we could take this whole thing, 3y minus 9, and plug it in for x. Now when you do this, you're going to want to make sure that you put it in parentheses because it's negative 2 times this whole thing. Ishan, can you do me a favor and shut that door? I think there's some kids working outside. It's loud. Okay, so what I did is I just plugged in the value for x, and this is the value of x. Now what I'm going to do is, just like when we were solving multi-step equations, you always distribute first, combine like terms, then solve for your variable, okay? So I'm gonna distribute here. I'm gonna combine like terms. And then I'm gonna solve for my variable. So I'm gonna subtract 18 from both sides. And we get that y is 4. Now I'm going to take that value of y and I'm going to plug it into either one of those equations. It does not matter which one. I'll go ahead and just plug it into that first one because why not? So now it's going to be x is equal to 3, and I found that my value of y is 4, so I'm going to plug that in instead of y. So this is 12 minus 9, and I'm getting that x is 3. So my ordered pair then is going to be, when you type it into the answer checker, it's going to be parentheses 3, comma 4, parentheses. And I am going to check my answer real quick too, just to make sure that I'm good. I use that first equation to find my x, so I'm going to use that second equation to check it. So I'm going to do -2 times 3 plus 4 is equal to -2. And I'm good. I'm good. So like I said, I wanted to keep this short so that you guys have plenty of time to work with the answer checker. And if you are able to get 6 out of 6 before the end of the class, and your name is up here, keep working on getting 10 out of 10 on that one, okay? So ready, break. Oh, and this is updated if you guys want to get your stuff filed as well.